This video is mostly just a kind of a general update. I'll be making more videos about what I've done so far. I've got 2 new certifications since then, since my last video. I never mentioned that I did pass the CCNA. I did also pass the AWS Solutions Architect, which is a really big thing for me. It was, I believe it's one of my most important certifications thus far, and I'm planning to probably, stay on the cloud path for now, maybe learning a little bit of coding. I've been dabbling here and there on Python, but I'm planning to take it a lot more seriously as I see it's much more needed in the field, and will open up a lot more opportunities in other roles that I might try my hand at. So like I said, there have been many changes, new job, moving, getting my own apartment, not living with the folks anymore. So it's been kind of difficult to kind of put these videos together, but I'm here now, and I hopefully won't be going anywhere for some time, anytime soon. So stay tuned for new videos on me passing the CCNA, the Solutions Architect, tips and tricks, how-to videos, general updates here and there, other things that maybe you guys might find interesting that I do, right? Well, since then, I've left social media behind for the most part. I'm pretty much just on LinkedIn and YouTube. I don't have any other accounts really that I'm active on. I try to put more time into other things that could benefit me for the better, career-wise, just life in general. So leaving these things behind has really made a really big impact, where I've been able to focus in other areas where I think social media really takes up a lot of your time. So I think it's for the best. But this video is really about me failing the CCNA twice. Yes, I failed it twice. The first time, it was bad. It sucked. I felt like I was ready. I took it, and I failed. I failed pretty badly. The second time I took it, I almost passed. I was really close to passing, and that one hurt even more. So I took some time off. I took off probably around 2 to 3 weeks. I let it sit. I didn't touch anything networking wise, and I came back to it. I came back to it better, with a fresh mind, new look on it, new perspective, and I attacked. I went all in, and I worked on my weak sections. They give you kind of this, this short breakdown of the sections in the CCNA, and you're able to kind of focus on those areas. So the areas I was weak in were the same in both exams. I did better on the second one in some of the areas, but I was then able to focus on that even more and finally pass on my third attempt. So on my third attempt, I did so much better, a lot better, because I took the time. I probably studied for like 2 months. I probably overdid it, but it's better to kind of know the content much better and test than to just test after a week or 2 of thinking you might pass. That's what I think. I'm not looking to really just get the certification, but much more kind of learn what the certification has to offer. After failing 2 to 3 times, well, 2 times, sorry, not 2 to 3 times. After failing twice, CCNA, I was kind of looking inward and said, what am I doing wrong? And I had to reassess my studying habits. What I did was I learned to take breaks and not, sit at my desk for hours and hours just looking at content over and over, to where I'm kind of dreading it and treating it more like a chore than having fun with the work that I'm putting in, because I'm doing this because I really like it. Because if it's not something I like doing, then I would have done something like coding or something else, whatever it is. I decided to go into something that I really enjoy doing. So it's better to take things, pace yourself, and do things the right way. So I learned to take 10 to 15 minute breaks after, let's say an hour or two of studying. It's better to just take short breaks, walk it off, maybe take a short walk, play a few video games or something, whatever it is you enjoy, maybe listening to music for 10 to 15 minutes, and then going back to it. It has allowed me to kind of make things more efficient and me be more productive in my studying. So this, it was a lot easier when I went into the solutions architect and took that exam instead to my approach that I had on the CCNA, to where I was just constantly just putting in hours and hours instead of taking my breaks, coming at it with with a clearer mind than just having all my focus on just networking. Because you can't just be all in a sense where nothing else matters around you. So I essentially passed the exam by using the Boson exam environment and the Boson NetSim labs. Those were really helpful and essential in me passing. They were great. I went over that content over and over. I took the exams and I used, they have really detailed explanations for each question. So if you kind of go through that and kind of learn as to why the question that, the answer you chose was right or wrong, you're kind of able to get a better idea of how some of the tech works, why you chose this answer and why you shouldn't choose the other. They also have links to white papers and further documentation that's really helpful for you. The NetSim is really helpful in that you kind of get an idea of how you can work within a lab environment, a virtual lab environment, of how the tech works. It could be implementing certain technologies. So the NetSim is really important in that you're able to kind of learn how to work with different technologies in the networking space, right? So I was able to kind of just go over and over that, and it was really something that I recommend if you're going for the CCNA and beyond. So I know they have CCNP labs and CCNP exams as well. So and they always have these 15% discounts, I believe, that you can get. Sometimes I think in the summer they have the 25% discount. So if you are in no hurry, then I would just kind of wait if you you are more so on a budget and would like to wait for something like a 25% discount for these, because they are quite expensive if you don't have the means. Now, I don't currently work as a network admin or a network engineer or in the networking space at all, but I do work. I moved into a different position as a service desk engineer. It's more like a layer 2. Wow, look at me thinking in the OSI model. But it's more so level 2, level 3 service desk engineer. I'm looking into other things at the moment, maybe hopefully stepping up into a different, more senior or mid-senior role, to where I can learn more on the systems / networking, network admin kind of space. So hopefully that's something that I'll be moving into within a month or two. So like I said, this is more so like a general update and about the CCNA, how I passed, what I used, my material. If you kind of want a more general or a more in-depth breakdown of how I passed the CCNA, I can do that too. I will be making a video about the AWS Solutions Architect Associate, which I passed a few months ago now. I'm also working on the Solutions Architect Professional. So those are things that I've been working on, and hopefully will certify within probably mid-year, something like that. I'm in no rush for the Solutions Architect Professional. It is a tough exam, and it's a lot. So I'll pace myself. I'll use what I learned, and always tweaking my study habits to be more efficient, more productive. So hopefully I was able to kind of help you guys in some sort of way. Subscribe, keep watching. Let me know if you'd like to see other content or a more in-depth breakdown of the CCNA, of how I passed, how I can help you pass, and if there's anything else, you know where to find me.